Hello! Coming up on this episode, we have Yoga Guru DDP taking on Road Warrior Hulk and TV champion the Renegade wrestling living legend the Iron Sheik. Which brings me on to my question of the day. What will the Renegade's in-ring performance be in that match? Anyone familiar with Renegade will know he was absolutely terrible, and anyone unfamiliar with his work, then count yourself lucky to have never seen him. But by some magic, he's got a pretty decent Destiny role if we go into creative here. It's telling me he is going to be a fantastic in-ring performer. So he's pretty much become my pet project to make him the best version of himself. Last time out against Kamala, he got a pathetic 34, so will he go better than that? Pop a guess in the comments and a shout out in my next video to whoever manages to get it right first. I am your host, Dave Mack, and we are playing my WCW 1995 series, Playing with the Big Boys, and we're up to our latest episode of Main Event. If we want to have a quick look at the Renegade here, skills-wise, pretty weak, not really much to talk about. His primary skills, all pretty terrible, bit of decent brawling in there, I guess. His fundamentals, again, pretty rubbish, but a very safe worker, so that's kind of good. And his physical abilities, not particularly great either. So, not much to hang our hat on at the moment, but we're going to try and do our best to pump him up the card. So, if we dive into our latest episode of Main Event, our booking has been fairly decent for the last one. This one I'm hoping we should be doing all right with, because I want to try and get a few more wrestlers on there. We're just going to kind of move through some of the card, get a few more of them getting into the ring and see who's worth pushing, because I've been speaking to a few people on my lives that we've been doing, and we've been looking at it sort of, I've been struggling to find out who should be jobbing and who shouldn't. So I want to really cut the roster down, because we've got quite a lot in the mid card that I want to get rid of. So I'm going to have a little bit of a play around with that and see who I want to keep. But there's a few guys on the roster that I just don't want to work with. So there's kind of no point in keeping them around. We've got 50 wrestlers. We only need 26. I'm thinking I can cut down like maybe 15 of these. It's quite a big one, but I've been talking on my lives, and we've had a few guys that have made a suggestion of just bringing in jobbers for sort of 3 to 6 months, and we sort of go from there. So I'm looking to do that. So this is kind of early days with the main event stuff. It's a B show, so we're not expecting anything too exciting to happen. So let's just dive in. So we've got the results of the main event. It's being held at the War Memorial Auditorium, which we do a lot at, and it's got 1,944. The pre-show match, we've got Mr. JL versus Meng. Mr. JL being Jerry Lynn, and Meng obviously in the Dungeon of Doom. Mr. JL is one of these kind of unimportant jobber guys, but it feels a bit mean to have Jerry Lynn jobbing, so he could be one that we might get rid of, who knows. But in a decent pre-show match, Meng defeated Mr. JL in 9 minutes 34 by pinfall, with a segment rating of 58. Mr. JL got a 46, and Meng with an in-ring of 61. That's pretty high, to be fair. I'm not really sure what to do with Meng in the Dungeon of Doom. I do like Meng. He's obviously a genuine, legit tough guy. He's kind of rocking the savage gimmick at the moment, which just seems a bit cartoonish for what I want to do with the Dungeon of Doom. But I'd like to keep him in there, and with a match rating of in-ring of 61, that's pretty decent. So we should be able to do quite a lot with that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And then another pre-show match, we have the American Males against Terry Richards, obviously Rhino, and VK Wall Street, IRS, Mr. Rotunda. You know, these are two guys, Terry Richards, Rhino. Perhaps I'll keep him around to job a bit, but he's 19, I think, at the moment. This is really easy, early days in his career, and IRS, VK Wall Street, I've not got much to do with him. So, in a pre-show bout that didn't have much heat and terrible wrestling, oh dear, American Males defeated Terry Richards and VK Wall Street in 12 minutes 34 when Scotty Riggs pinned VK Wall Street with an American Plex. Terry Richards was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everybody else's in-ring performances. Not surprised there, because he is green as grass at the moment. Scotty Riggs with an in-ring of 43, Marcus Bagwell with a 46, so I kind of want to push the American Males. I'm quite keen on pushing those up there, and the tag team division is a little bit all over the place at the moment, so they've got a special place in my heart because I kind of like Riggs and Bagwell. VK Wall Street with a 47, so that's pretty stellar, decent to have him out there. And Terry Richards with a 28, that's absolutely terrible. Good announcing, good colour commentary, and Jim Duggan, who is the American Males manager at the moment, done some good work at ringside, so that's really good. I'm hoping he'll drag them up with a little bit of pop being involved with them. In a pre-show about that, decent reaction from the crowd, but subpar wrestling. Booker T defeated Alex Wright with a missile dropkick. Alex Wright with an in-ring of 36, and Booker T with a 56 for a segment of 52. That's pretty decent there. The announcer lifted, colour commentary brilliant, sensuous Sherry had good work at ringside, and Booker and Sherry are a good pairing. That's kind of good news. I really like that. Always love a little bit of green feedback, so that's always really good stuff there, so that's great. And we kick the show off with a freestyle angle with Diamond Dallas Page and the Diamond Doll. So in a freestyle angle called DDP tells Macho Man to watch his back and leave the doll alone, and he'll deal with Hawk tonight. So Diamond Dallas Page has obviously got the Diamond Doll as his valet. Macho Man's going a bit crackers at the moment, and he thinks he's hearing a damsel in distress who needs help somewhere. And last time on Nitro, he was kind of thinking it was the Diamond Doll, so he was being a bit crackers towards her. So Diamond Dallas Page is basically saying, look, hands off, brother, leave her alone, there's nothing going on here to worry about. And he's wrestling Road Warrior Hawk tonight in our main event. That got a segment rating of 65, not too bad there. I'd quite like to push Diamond Dallas Page, that's good. The storyline has advanced with that segment, that's brilliant. Diamond Dallas Page came across well, as you'd expect. Diamond Doll, not so great, bit disappointing. Diamond Dallas Page was superb working without a script. He had the crowd eating out the palm of his hand the entire time. Absolutely brilliant. I'd expect that from Page. He's really charismatic. He's got good microphone skills. He's everything we basically want there. Obviously, he's a little bit older at this point, but I'd still like to push him at some way, shape, or form because he's awesome. We love him. It got the crowd hotter and it got off to a strong start. So that's really good. I'm happy with that. In an extremely short match, Lord Steven Regal defeated Chris Kanyon in 5 minutes 24 by submission with the Regal stretch for a segment rating of 61. Obviously, Chris Kanyon, we know who better than Kanyon. Really good talent. He is very much a jobber at the moment. So with an in-ring performance of 43, though, I might keep him around there. But a Lord Steven Regal, holy smokes, in-ring performance of 81. That is absolutely crazy. Anyone who joined me on the lives will have noticed that I had a problem with Steven Regal, that he is currently on loan for New Japan Pro Wrestling, which isn't a problem. I don't mind my guys being loaned out and getting more experience. Great, anything in-ring they can do is fab. The only problem is he prioritises New Japan over WCW. Again, not so worried. Only problem is they wrestle on a Monday night, so he's never around for Nitro at the moment. Having done a little bit of investigating into his contract, I think he's only got a couple more appearances for New Japan before he is done with them. So that's fantastic, because with an in-ring performance of 81, that would be really, really good to have him around, because I'd push him to the moon. Chris Kanyon and Lord Steven Regal had pretty good chemistry, and it lifted the match. Yeah, clearly so. That's a crazily good match, and I would imagine even back in that day that would have been a good match anyway. So I'm pleased with that. So. And we have an angle featuring Lord Regal, Earl Bobby Eaton, and the Prince Robert of Brookside. Regal cuts a promo saying he wants the TV title from the Renegade. So he is there saying that basically the Renegade is a bloody idiot. Goes around with this stupid face painted, and he looks like an absolute moron. And William Regal wants to bring a little bit of pride and a little bit of class and some British stiff upper lip to the television title. Yeah, really want to push Steven Regal and get him going on this one. And we started a segment there. A segment rating of 29, that's pretty poor. I was expecting better from that, because Regal's got some pretty good stats. But, yeah, well, we'll see what's going on there. The announcing and the colour commentary done well. The only way is up for this angle, isn't it? Because that's absolutely woeful. And we've got the James Boys versus Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick. Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick Slater are my tag team champions at the moment. I want to get the belts off them because they're just a woeful team. I'm not sure that Bunkhouse Buck will be hanging around. Dirty Dick's, who knows? I might get rid of both, might get rid of one, but I think Dick Slater, yeah, as we got down here, he carried the matches in ring performance. So, yeah, decent crowd reaction, but subpar wrestling. Bunkhouse Buck and Dirty Dick beat the James Boys in 7 minutes 46 with a leaping pile driver. Jesus Christ, that sounds crazy. Dick Slater was the best in ring. Dick Slater with a 61, I would like to have him hanging around, I guess. Bunkhouse Buck with an in-ring of 38. I think he's like 45. He's got an in-ring of 38. His popularity is in the absolute toilet as well. He's got a manager that he doesn't work well with. I mean, like, Bunkhouse Buck, you're basically giving me every way, shape and form that I should get you out and bin you off. So that's fine. But we'll see how that goes. But don't expect them to hold the titles much longer. But Dick Slater, there might be room for you, my friend. And up next match, we've got Renegade. So if anyone had a guess at what you think his in-ring performance is going to be, let me know. As I said, he's up against the Iron Sheik, who we've brought in for a one-night only deal. It's a one-off. I want to basically get the Renegade to up the card, get his kind of popularity, shoot it through the roof, but I don't want to really waste some of my talents on doing that. So I brought in the Iron Sheik for a one-night only deal. I can't imagine the Sheik is going to get a very decent rating out of him, but we shall see. Who knows? So if you've gone into the comments and you've had a guess, like I say, first person who got it right will get a shout out in the next video. So fingers crossed. I'm going to guess 36 for his in-ring performance. So the Renegade versus the Iron Sheik, and about that, decent reaction from the crowd, but terrible wrestling. The Renegade defeated the Iron Sheik in 5 minutes 58 by pinfall. The Renegade makes defense number 9, jeez Louise, of his WCW World title. And the Renegade had an in-ring performance of 40. So there you go, he's gone from a 34 up to a 40. So well done him there. And he's actually outdone the Iron Sheik. So wasn't expecting anything from the Sheik, but we really are just trying to sponge off his popularity. They got a segment rating of 41, which is a bit weak, but we could do better than there. The announcer lifted the match, and the colour commentary gave the match a boost. And Kimona, who is our valet for the Renegade, she is our manager there. If you're unfamiliar with the Renegade's work, lucky you. If you're familiar with Kimona's work in ECW, you are a dirty dog, because she was a naughty girl in that promotion. But I brought her in purely as a little bit of eye candy and someone to kind of boast him up. She's very young and she's got a lot of potential to go pretty far with that, so we'll go there. In an angle, we've got with Brian Pillman. He cuts a promo saying he wants a title shot at Sting's US title. And he doesn't know why everyone is talking about Arn Anderson. Oh, it's Arn Anderson this, Arn Anderson that. He should be getting the title shot. Why is everyone talking about Arn? We should be talking about me, Brian Pillman. So that kind of builds in with the US title storyline we've got going on here at the moment, the house that Flair built. That's a kind of interesting one. A segment rating of 70. Got the angle hotter. Got the crowd hotter. Not surprised at all. Brian Pillman, an absolute stalwart in the middle there. He is someone I really, really want to get pushed quite high up the card. I think there's a lot of potential there. Stick him with a microphone. It's just gold in it, let's be honest. So, absolutely happy with that. And our main event match. Oh, no. In about that, had great heat and decent wrestling. Diamond Dallas Page defeated Road Warrior Hawk in 10 minutes 42 by submission. But for a segment rating of 42, oh my goodness, that's terrible. Road Warrior Hawk had an in-ring of 59 and Diamond Dallas Page an in-ring performance of 53, and Diamond Dallas Page sustained a bruised knee. Diamond Doll did some good work at ringside, the colour commentary lifted the match, and the announcing was good. I'm surprised, I thought that would have been slightly better there. Yeah, I can't... What's the dirt sheet's going to tell me? Can't... Road Warrior Hawk for holding back. Yeah, lack of associated storyline. Yeah, I guess that's probably... going to be one of there, and the rating disrupted by the oh, he's got a declining physical ability as well, Diamond Dallas Page. That's annoying, but obviously the injury kind of holds that one back as well, so that's a little bit more annoying there, I guess. I thought that would have been higher. Hey ho, we will finish the show. Diamond Dallas Page sustained a bruised knee in this match. Thanks for that, Larry. And we got an overall rating there of 52. Not too bad, I guess. A little bit annoying. I mean, obviously the injury in that main event has kind of ruined that. Every other match and everything else was kind of really decent up until then, so that's kind of tanked it a little bit there. But it's a B show. We don't really care so much about the B shows, do we? The B shows are there to kind of do a little bit of chemistry fishing and bits and bobs like that. Ultimately, once I get my roster a little bit more scaled down and a bit more concise, I'll be a little bit... I'll try and make a few more storylines based in those kind of shows rather than anything else. But at the moment, it's just a bit of a chance to get people wrestling, get them going on. Diamond Dallas Page injured. Should we see what he's up to? He's got bruised knee. Oh, poor little bugger. Should we see if we can find out what's wrong? So he's out for 4 days. Effect is none. He can be working through that. So Diamond Dallas, he's a trooper. He'll keep going for us, won't he? So I'd like to push him quite a lot as well. So he's going to have another one. But yeah, there we go. That's the latest episode of Main Event in the can. Like I say, it's not the most exciting one ever, the Main Event ones, but it's at the moment we're just trying to build people up. Obviously, an opportunity to give my boy the Renegade a run out, and he obviously took full advantage of that against the Iron Sheik. His popularity is going up a bit there. Look at that. We track his progress. He was starting at 25s. He's now up to 27s, 37. So happy days there. The Renegade is heading in the right direction. Yeah. Join me for the next one. I'm still doing my live, so if anyone's to jump in during those, they're kind of sporadically done during the week, and that's kind of the background of me booking things. And then up next, we've got our next episode of Nitro coming up, where Hulk Hogan will probably be responding to Kevin Sullivan's challenge for a match at full brawl in war games, 2 cages, 8 men, all that kind of craziness. So that's really good. If there's anything you really enjoyed in this video, please let me know. Stick it in the comments. If there's anything you think needs to be changed, or any ideas of people I can sign, anyone I should be bidding off, anything like that, any ideas you've got, please chuck them down there. I'm absolutely loving the kind of community aspect to this, and we all kind of get involved and muck in, because I love any additional creative that's going on there. So that's really good. As I say, join me next time and we'll see how we get on Nitro. Thank you very much for watching.